Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Andor Season 2, Episodes 1 through 6. Welcome, everybody. Let me take some time out here to do a little plugging. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the videos that pop up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops them up here just for you. It's over 1,100 videos now at this point. So it'll match it up to something and pop it up there. And if you like what you see up there, please hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, somewhat, go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. I try to stick to it, but work gets in the way, day job, kind of thing. And also, I have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. And also, if you go underneath the scheduling portion, my schedule, you'll see like future stuff that's coming up, genre wise, what's coming out. Not everything, but there's a good majority of stuff that's out there. So let's get to it, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episodes. If you have not seen them, go and watch them. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Give you enough time to pause, whatever you need to do, all that kind of good stuff. All right, there we go. Plenty of time there. So, what Andor decided to do this year. So, actually, I was reading an article. Excuse me. Of course, I get onto my throat starts, all of a sudden going and all that shit. What they decided to do was, instead of going 5 seasons, which is what their original plan was, they decided to, just do 2 seasons. So they had, the first season, which was last year or 2 years ago, and now they're doing, 3 episodes, per season, if you will, this season. So, that's why they're dropping 3 episode arcs. So it's 1 year later, episodes 1 through 3, then they go another year later, episodes, 4, 5, and 6, another year until they get to Rogue One, which we all know what happens in Rogue One. Pretty much everyone that we've seen here dies. So, yeah, and I'm gonna go back to the whole, Star Wars for adults is what everyone keeps calling Andor. It's not. It really isn't. How I've come to a conclusion with this season after watching these 6 episodes, it reminds me of Family Guy always has those cutaway scenes kind of thing. And there was one Family Guy episode where you see a husband and wife arguing in a room about moving into Cloud City, Bespin, Cloud City, and how they have a really shitty apartment that it's so far down they don't even have a view, anything like that. And the husband goes over the window and he goes, "But we've got this window right here." And they open up the window just in time to see Luke fall screaming, and he shuts the shade, of course. And that's the little bit right there. Basically, Andor is focusing on that couple for an entire episode, for an hour. That's literally what these episodes are. It's yeah, it's for people who argue whether or not the Star Wars universe, if they use 2-ply or 3-ply toilet paper, things like that. It goes into the minutia of things, and you really don't need to, quite honestly. And yeah, it's kind of tedium and boredom at the same time. I know they're kind of almost the same thing, but they're really not. And that's really what I got out of these 6 episodes. We're delving into characters that are going to die anyway, for the most part, except for Mon Mothma and Saw, of course. But yeah, it's just we get into an attempted rape at one point, of Bix by an Imperial leader. Uh Luthen, yeah, Luthen's gonna die. Luthen's gonna die by and hi Feisty, by the way. Luthen's gonna die by the hands of a rebel. My guess is he's gonna die in a really stupid, uninteresting way, is really what's gonna happen. And it's gonna probably piss off a lot of people. Is what I'm guessing is gonna happen. That's what I'm thinking is gonna. You think Perrin is gonna do it? I don't know if Perrin's gonna do it. It could also be the what is it? The gangster guy who Mon Mothma has there. Uh, mm, if anyone would do it, yeah, it would be his assistant, I think. Um, Feisty says his last speech at the wedding. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of this series, and that's kind of the reason why it took me so long to do episodes, 1 through 3, and then 4 through 6. It just, I read another review that someone said it's Andor is showing you how the sausage is made. I I'm not really into industrial films. I really don't wanna see how the sausage is made. I know what goes into the sausage. I know the background of the sausage for the most part. I don't need to see it getting made, and I don't need to go through that process unless I wanna make my own sausage. And then, sure, I'm gonna go through that process, but, yeah, I don't need to know how the process how it's made. Um and yes, I understand there are people that love it, and I don't fault you for that. I'm not saying you're wrong or anything like that. You love it. That's great. It's just not something that's for me on all of this. And there are some things that are interesting, but more in an aside kind of thing, like showing Saw Gerrera being addicted to rhodium. That he first, when he was a prisoner by the Empire, and they were having him mine rhodium. That's how he got addicted to it. He got exposed to it. He survived it, and that's why he has the little breather thing. Did I need an entire 2 episodes in order to go through that? Not really. I mean, that's an aside kind of thing. That could have been a line and done, one and done. Um, I'm still not finding a reason for Andor doing things and why he has a series named after him. I still think it should be named Mon Mothma, and it should be actually focusing on Mon Mothma. And you could have Andor as a background character, but I find her struggle more interesting than anything else. Granted, the whole Chandrillan dance sequence thing, the rave thing that went on. I have to admit, I was like, this kind of shows the excess of the show that we're watching, almost in a parody kind of way that I don't think the makers of the show actually got. That the amount of money being spent on this to really kind of show, just for show, if you will, it's kind of lost, I think, on the makers of the show. And I really would have rather focused on Mon Mothma. And I mean, I understand the whole thing, her plight of trying to show a face within in the Senate, but at the same time trying to kickstart a rebellion at the same time. I think having more focus on her doing that would have been a better show for me. And that's the sausage I want to see getting made. I don't care about Andor, quite honestly. The whole thing, how we left off at the end of season 1, where he said, either kill me or bring me in. Okay, he's brought in, but now what's he doing? All he's doing is, stealing stuff and, infiltrating things. Same thing like he did in season 1. All right, I get it. But it's still not going anywhere story wise. I've said this before in my podcast. If you're not serving the main story, if you don't have a main story, if you're just doing scenes, little minutia, things like that, you're going to turn me off on this. And that's where I'm at with this series. This series is not serving the whole story. We're kind of just drilling into something very, very the minutia of it, the navel gazing of it, and it that's not something I'm going to be doing. Um, so yeah, I understand feisty. I understand people really loved the dance sequence and stuff like that, but at the same time, after I watched it, I was like, you don't. Yeah, that's kind of it's kind of a parallel of the excess of the show as well that he unintentionally did, that the showmaker did, and yeah, it just I don't know. Um, yeah. So I'm probably not gonna be covering this anymore after this. I just wanted to come in and, do these first this first bit here, and then I was just gonna say I'm peacing out on the last bit of it 'cause, I know this show isn't for me. I don't do hate reviews and all that stuff. I really didn't do a hate review here. I just told you the reason why I myself did not like this, series and why I'm not gonna be continuing covering this series. It's just not something that, I find interesting. As a matter of fact, like I said, all the people involved in all of this, character-wise, I'm not even caring about other than Mon Mothma, to tell you the truth, and even Mon Mothma, it's kinda pushing it for me right now. So, um, yeah, I'm really not caring about all of this. The one thing I did find interesting was Krennic this version of Krennic that we see because we only see a little bit of him in Rogue One. But Krennic coming in and basically going, "Hey, have you heard of Gorman? Gorman's got this that we need. We're going to strip mine the shit out of the planet, and your job as ISB is to find out how we do this, how we move everyone out and strip mine this planet, and basically tell them to fuck themselves without any repercussions happening to the Empire." How does that person go from that to, hey, I'm going to actually sabotage this gigantic plan of mine, the Death Star, and sneak out plans so that someone might have a hope in hell of destroying it? That would be interesting to see. And hopefully we get to see some of that. I mean, I don't think we're going to. We're probably going to get a little bit of it passing, but nothing concrete because we're just doing 3 episode jumps year by year and we're focusing on so many other people. And again, like I said, Andor is just kind of it's a waste of character at this point, character exposition when we could be focusing on other characters who have better arcs is what I'm getting at there. So yeah, that's where I'm at on this. So yeah, I won't be covering it beyond this. Yeah, sorry, but yeah, I've got better things to cover at this point. That I'm not going to be just hammering on. And I mean, I went light on this. I could really just pick it apart, and I'm not going to. So, with that said, what else do I have going on for the rest of this week? Well, at 12:30, I'm going to come back and do a review of Thunderbolts. I'm going to do an Is It Worth My Time on Thunderbolts, the new Marvel movie that just came out yesterday. Well, actually came out Thursday. I saw it on Thursday. So I'll talk about that. And then next week, of course, will be The Last of Us. I'm not gonna do that until Thursday, quite honestly. And then I'll also probably cover what's coming out tomorrow, which is Tales of the Underworld, Star Wars Tales of the Underworld, which is going to be talking about Ventress and Cad Bane. That's what that is. It's an animated series on Disney Plus. So I'll be talking about that. Um, and also, I'm going to be on a trip actually, as I'm going down to Disneyland tomorrow. Well, yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, May the 4th, I know, is tomorrow. Yes, I'm going to be down there for that and Star Wars night and all that kind of stuff. So that's the reason why kind of a little hiatus on that stuff and why things have been also kind of on my end a little more disjointed because I've been trying to get stuff ready there. We also have coming up, of course, Love, Death, and Robots season 4 is coming up. That's on May 15th. But other than that, there's really not anything. I don't cover Rick and Morty, just because, I mean, the fans are just too goddamn rabid. So, nope, not going to be covering that. I would probably cover Predator, Killer of Killers, which is an animated movie on Hulu, which is in June. But between here and there, there's not a lot of stuff coming out. So we'll see what happens there. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you to everyone who joined me today in the chat. And thank you out there who are watching the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the videos that pop up at the very end here. One pops up here, one pops up here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you're seeing there, please hit that subscribe button down below. And if you can, hit that like button and the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, you can go over to suspendedfanimation.com, all one word, suspendedfanimation, then .com. That's where I have my schedule up there and also all the links to my social media and all the links to my pages as well. All right. So thank you. I will see you guys again in about 45 minutes or so. So until then, stay safe, be well, take care, and have a good rest of your day if I don't see you at 12:30. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. See ya.